Hello everyone and welcome back to CTC. We're here for round 4 for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Just obviously I am by myself this evening again, unfortunately, because Corey Brooks is dealing with something, I don't know what, he did not give me any info. So you're just going to have the sole Piney Penguin tonight as we're about to get into Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. I'll just quickly bring up on screen for you the driver lineup for today. As you see, for FER we have Thomas Laminan and Jensen Rosen. For Future Racing Team we have Gabor Santos and Rev. For Tatum Race Tech we have Luca and Adam Schumer. For Shizu Cedic Igniters we have Francis Lago and Isaac Liet. For Thomas Eng Racing we have Lucas Benzner and Dennis Langrock. AMI Esports will have Gabriel Moya and Nono Espada. Yeah, if I butcher people's names, sorry. And then we've got Aryan Sanga and Daniel Mas for Azurai. TF10 is Hala Marquis and Abdullah. And then we have for Ventura, we have Ryan Modler and Jerry Van Bussel. For ET8, we have Joel Lindstrom and Michael Hedrich, I think, yeah. So that is the lineup for tonight. I will quickly, and now we'll go into qualifying because we are now on track. So obviously just me tonight, sadly, so we'll have to see. And obviously for some, I can't say it, okay, Ethan? I can't, like, I don't want, I couldn't even try, because it's like, I'm going to butcher it so bad, Ethan. So it's like, I couldn't. So now here we are into Q1 of this magnificent Saudi Arabia track. 27 turns on this massive track. And also as well, it is probably the track with the highest top speed, highest average top speed on the calendar, I do believe. As long as you pronounce the Azura drivers correctly, I do not care. Okay, okay, Ethan. Amazed with the penguin. Right, who is first on the track? And that looks like one of the F1 drivers, followed by a Mercedes. So let's quickly find out which one it is. It is Jensen Rosen, who we are riding on board with. I should get rid of that. Looks like he's going for a bit of an intermediate run here to start with, as there is the precarious turn 4. That did murder a few people in the console race yesterday. Yeah, I did say I did say it wrong, but oh well. But it's fine. So going round, so Jensen here going round one of the 2 hairpins of this track. Obviously, I should have a track map on my second monitor so I can keep a track of the corners. So while we just wait for these guys to do a lap of this circuit, I'm just going to quickly get a Saudi Arabia track on my second monitor. So please bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. It will only take me literally 2 seconds to get a track map on my second monitor so I can keep track of these corners, because there's 27 of them. So there's too many to actually, like, kind of just keep track of. So as long as I have a track map, I should be okay. And now I have got my track map. No, there we go. I have now got my track map, so we can get rid of the pause menu and we can ride on board here with Jensen Rosen, as he's not actually going to do a run on these intermediate tyres. So that means we are going on board with a Mercedes, and I do believe it'll be Ryan Modler then who's going to do a banker time on these intermediate tyres as he's coming to turns 1 and 2 here. Now round turn 3 here, up towards the treacherous turn 4, which has murdered a few people in the past. I remember in one season it murdered 4 drivers in the PC race then, but looks like Ryan has avoided it here on the intermediate tyres, as he is now coming up to turns 7 and 8. Oh, a bit wide there, so a wheel left the track. Obviously, you don't want to get too wide with these corners because they are sausage curbs, so they can be very treacherous. As he's now gone round the banking of turn 13, now going towards the first. Yeah, it is pretty much the first of the 2 DRS zones from turns 18 towards 20. And now it goes, activates the DRS, flying around this corner, then into the heavy braking zone of that is turn 20, then back, sorry, not turn 20, of 22, sorry, and now back onto the power, round 25 and 26 here, coming up to the final corner of 27. Still going strong here for Ryan. Want to get nice and close to the wall there on this apex, but not too close. And then obviously don't want to get too wide there, actually could tap the wall. I think he might have done, but anyway, I've come across the line to set the banker time on the AC intermediates as a 1:31.672, with Williams coming right behind of Dennis Langrock, just under 3/10 behind. So who's coming around this? Oh, that is a big whack on the wall there for Michael. As he's going to finish this lap anyway, so that whack on the wall is going to cost him a 10 for 2. Michael across the line. He's miles behind. Now we go on board with one of these Tatum race techs. Luca is going to be the first one to cross the line first, as he goes ahead of Michael, as Lucas goes into third, and now Dennis Langrock next to cross line. Sorry, not Dennis Langrock, just crossed the line, and then Adam Schumer, latest person across the line, and slots into P2 with a 31.8 as a banker time. As Daniel Mass goes up to P2, and we got yellow flag in sector 2. That is a very slow Ryan Modler. Gabriel Moya into the pits. Joel Lindstrom coming out of the last corner, down the final straight, across the line, slots into P6 for the time being with his banker on the intermediates. Now we're going to Abdullah, as he is coming through the final section here, coming around 24 and 25 here. And now round 26, that Merc needs to get out of the way because collisions are turned off. I think he is backed out of his lap though. Abdullah has backed out of his lap. So I think he's going to dive into the pits. I would say you need to be careful there, Abdullah. That was close to cutting that line. So yeah, pretty much everyone's coming back in. So soonish we shall have people coming out on the soft tyres for their first runs. The question is, who will be the first one to actually set a lap on those soft tyres? I did see a Ferrari leaving the pits, so it is Gabriel Moya. Obvious as well. Obviously, with you seeing there with Gabriel there, you'll have to be careful of that white line in the race, because if you're not careful, it can give you 10 seconds in the race. Obviously, you'll have to report it if you get that 10 seconds, because it is a bit unfair. But obviously as well, make sure you are very, very careful when you come out the pit lane in the race, and you don't take anyone out when you're cutting that line. So I'll give you a warning now, because we have had drivers in the past cut that line and then just absolute murder somebody out of the pits. So I do not want a repeat of that. So we'll have to, as I see Francesco Lago coming out onto the track. So here we are down on board with Gabriel Moya coming down the main straight here, as they are starting their very first flying lap here on the soft tyres into heavy braking zones of turns 1 and 2. Obviously you want to be nice and close to the wall here of turn 3, but obviously not too close. Same again for turn 4, but to get too close, that front tyre goes bye-bye, as I've seen that in the past. Taking these corners nice and tidily. Let's ride on board as we're coming through this first twisty section here of the track. Looking very nice and tidy. keeping it nice and close to the wall here. And now back on the power as we're coming down to 15 and 16. And then 17, job done. And coming up to DRS activation point now, just after turn 19. And around the bend here, then into the braking zone of turn 22. And crossing the line, and now back on power. DRS flying up, and as we come around the final bend, one of the final bends around this track here. And then coming around the final corner here for Gabriel Moya. As they're coming out of the final corner, down towards the start finish straight. Cutting the racing line, and the benchmark to beat is 126.976. And now we go on board with Francesco Lago, as they are going to be the next person to cross that line, as they are coming through the very twisty first sector of the track. Pretty much everybody's out of the pits and onto the track, so everyone's pretty much got to be careful of the traffic, because traffic can be a big problem. We've seen in the past people getting penalty points for impeding other drivers, so make sure you're all careful of that, because this Aston Martin is going very fast, and there's a few drivers ahead of him that are not going too fast, as an Alpine getting out of the way. We'll go on board with Jensen Rosen after we've gone on, after Lago's finished our lap. There's a very long purple in the middle sector, so it could be fastest of anyone. This McLaren might need to get their rear out of the way. Obviously, Lago keeping. Whoa! That was. Whoa! There's a massive traffic jam at the final corner here. Lago might have been impeded a little bit by that traffic. They're going to finish the lap anyway. Across the line for Lago. Still faster than Moya, but by 0.6. Could have been faster if the traffic at the final corner wasn't there, because I think they had to take some avoiding action. Going to ride on board here with Jensen Rosen at those, sending it through into the final sector here. Obviously, Jensen shouldn't have any issues with traffic coming out the final corner, because they're all pretty much got up to speed, unless you're Gabriel Moya, you are going slow as crap. No, he's into the pits anyway, so he's good. Anyway, Jensen Rosen coming up to the line. Now, where's he going to go? Goes provisional pole. Just over 1/10 faster than Lago. I do believe the next person across the line is not Adam Schumer, it is his teammate, Luca. Where is Luca going to go? How close is he going to be to Jensen? Not close enough. He's faster than Moya. And Dennis Langrock into third, as it looks like Thomas Laminen is going to be the next person across the line, and goes third for the time being, as we've got a Red Bull in the background coming across the line. That's Arjan, but I think they were on a... I think Joel Lindstrom goes up to fourth, as I can see their teammate in the background. Michael goes up to third for ETA. That's a good lap there from Michael, but then instantly gets knocked down by Lucas. Abdullah goes into ninth. The other SCI of Isaac Lear goes top of the timing sheet with a 26.176. As they're all coming across the line. Nono's into 11th, well, was into 10th, but then gets bumped down by Thomas Laminen, as Gabor Santos goes top of the timing board with 26.016. Wow. And then just Jerry Van Bussel left, who's not done a time. And Jerry goes into 10th, but then gets immediately bumped down by their teammate, who goes P4. And then we're just waiting now on Daniel Mass and his teammate Arjan to come across the line. But that's a big invalidate from Arjan. Lago is retired from the session. Is that in the pits or is that in the wall? Yeah, if I butcher the name, I'm sorry. I am terrible at pronunciations of people's names that are not in English. Like, I do apologise. I'm trying my best. Give me some leniency, guys. Come on. Like, if you were to give me some help on how to pronounce these people's names, I'm more than welcome to you helping me. Yeah, no. Where did Daniel Mas go? Oh, Daniel went into 9th. Very good lap there from the Azuro driver. Teammate currently down in 20th. Probably not happy with their lap. So we'll have to see. That's the help. That's the help. Shontos. So we have Mudded says Payne's dead in the chat. So Jensen and Lago have both retired from the session in the pits. I think that's understandable in Jensen's case. I think as 26-2 will more than likely see him safe. No surprise that Gabor has also retired from the session. Nobody's going to be at 26-0, I don't think, in this session. I think your cutoff time to get into Q2, I reckon you might be okay if you're Adam Schumer and Michael here with a 26-4. You might be okay, but I'm not 100% sure. Because you never know, people behind you could go faster. Obviously, Daniel's going to come back into the pits here. His teammate is back out onto the track. And there goes P6, retired from the session. Same with Isaac Lear. Understandable for Isaac Lear. Definitely, I'd say definitely through to Q2 with a 26-1. I would say even Ryan. I would say Ryan's also safe as well. But it obviously is up to the engineers. They know more information than me. I'm just taking educated guess. Don't listen to me. Like I say, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a commentator. I could be right, I could be wrong. Mine's just a guess. Obviously, I would assume engineers have more information than I do when it comes to stuff like this. So, drivers, listen to your engineers. Don't listen to the commentator. He's always chatting rubbish. In my case, I am always chatting rubbish. So, where is Jan here? Jan Sang starting their lap as they're coming down to first turn. Adam Schumer, latest person to retire from the session. Ooh, bit of a slide there from Jan as he's coming up to turn 4 here. Ooh, dangerously close to that wall of turn 4. And also Michael has now retired. We'll have to see how much faster Mr. Sanger here will be. 0.4 up in the first sector. Obviously, all the time they lost is probably in the thing. So we play risky games. How so, Danico? How so we're playing risky games? Like I would like to say I'm assuming Michael should be safe with a 26-4. Joel not so much with a 26-2. That's 26-6. He needs to go a bit quicker. Like I said, I think a 26-4 might see you safe. Like I think even if you can, I think you can probably get away with a 26-5 possibly, but you never know. Anyway, Jan here coming to the last corner. Woo! Mercedes parked on the racing line again. Oof. Jan crossed the line then. Where's he gonna go? It's a 26-447. I think he is definitely safe with, might just be safe with that. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm thinking now Michael might not be as safe as I thought. We'll have to see if other drivers can go faster. As the next two to come across the line is the Ferrari duo, the Ferrari AMRs. As Nono is first here, then Gab. So we'll have to see if Moya and Nono here can improve on their times. Currently, Nono has done a 26-7. Needs to find at least probably like 4 tenths at least to guarantee him safe. Let's see what there is. It's a 10.5. That's P10. So they have not gone ahead of Michael, but Moya has. So Moya has improved to 9th. Might just be okay, but I'm not 100% sure. Next person across the line will be Luca for Tatum. as he's coming across line now. And he's gone ahead of his own teammate, so he should definitely be safe. As Joel Lindstrom does a 0.5, so not quite there. As Dennis Langrock into 6th. Rev is slower than both ETA drivers. Daniel Masters retired from the session. We've got now both TF10 drivers. Both TF10 drivers can knock the ETA driver of Michael out, possibly. As if Thomas Lamron goes faster. No. Harlem does not. Abdullah. Nope. Just beats thing, but then gets instantly bumped by Thomas Lamron. So survive. The gamble that Danny did with his driver Michael Pate actually worked, because he got P13. So here's your list of everyone through. So out in this first qualifying is Joel for TF10, Daniel Mass for Azure, Nona for AMR, Rev for Future Racing Team, and then Abdullah in 16th for TF10. So both TF10 drivers gone. That is unfortunate. But I was right with the 0.4s. Your 0.4s just made it in. But I don't think they'll be good enough. I do not think those 26 4s will be enough for Q3. But while we are waiting for some more drivers to get on the track, I will quickly put on a calendar for you guys. So obviously here you can see the calendar. After Jeddah, we are going to Azerbaijan, and we are having a sprint race at Azerbaijan, so there'll be more points on offer. I am not sure how we are gonna do qualifying. I would assume it might go to short qualifying for that. I don't know, but then the week after that we go to the Canadian Grand Prix, and I'll bring up what everybody's probably been waiting for, the results of last week. So here you go then. SCI last week picking up a 1-2 with Pookie and Joe Murphy getting 1 and 2, and Alexander Graf for TF10 getting the final podium. Enzo for Venturi picks up P4, then Lucas in P5 after getting a penalty removed, and then Avadi Gabadi in 6th, then Valentino Labella 7th, Steg in 8th, Ryan Gobb 9th, Trisk for 10th, Nono 11th, Nando Morao for Venturi in 12th, Gabriel Mentor, then Nick Arrow, then Patrick and Austin, and then Max Go-Sprinter got bogged out, but no one reported to have him reinstated, so he gets out the points. And then obviously Campbell Adams, Washington, Daniel Mass are the only people not to finish. So that is going to have a big change on the team standings, as Shazoo, Siddiq and Natters go to the top of the board ahead of Venturi. They are 9 points ahead of Venturi, and then a further 10, and a further another 10, and then Venturi's second with 65. FER, last season's champions, on the same points with TF10 in what is joint 3rd. Thomas Eng Racing in with 5th with 27. Future Racing Team with 33. Tatum with 27. Amar 23. ETA 18. And Azure only 8. But obviously, without further ado, that is your standings. We all now wrong screen. There we go. We'll bring you back to qualifying, as some people will now be finishing their laps here in Q2. I just need... Oh no, sorry, people have just started their laps in Q2. Sorry, not finished them, started them. Who's at the front of the queue? It is not Joel Lindstrom, it is Michael, who's invalidated. Why is streamer yapping? Mike. Yeah, because obviously with the point system you do get, you get 1 point for pole and 1 point for fastest lap. And then from 1st down to 15th is also points starting at 22 all the way down to 1. We now need to find which is at the front of the queue, and it's now Ryan Modler at the front of the queue. I have done admired, sorry. I was just trying to find one, and there we go. I found Ryan Modler as he is coming down the main straight here to start. Starts off with a 26.9. A little slow there. Thomas Lauren does pretty much the same, but a few times slower. As Isaac Lead does a 26.3. Q1 fastest Gobar does a 27.3. That is not good for them. That's Jan is next to start a lap. So it is the Lagos come across line, does a 27.1. Now Biddy Adam Schumer comes across line, does a 27.0. Luca will be the next person to cross the line as they're coming out of the last second. And now coming down at the main straight here, the Tatum driver goes into P4 with 26.8 for the time being. So Jan is on a lap, but Jerry, Joel, Gabriel, Lucas and Michael are all still in the pits. I think with... Nope, he's still on a fast lap. Ozzy needed to keep him tight and nice and tidy, quite close to the wall. Ooh, the FEI a little bit in the way there. But Jan here going as fast as humanly possible. And then, oh, very close to track limits. Oh, again, more people getting in the way. Obviously, you've got to be careful as well because collisions are not off anymore because we don't have lobby resets. So, Jan here coming out the last corner for Azurai. Teammate knocked out in Q1. He wants to try and get into Q3. Where's he going to go? It slows up everybody right now with 27.5 currently. So, might have done that an old set of tyres. Maybe not. We'll never know. I'm just trying to find out which one of these Jerry, Joel or Michael's at the front of the queue. As it looks like Michael for ET8 will be the next one to do a lap. As it looks like Moya and Lucas are both out of the pit lane. Aiden saying my oh, we're just talking about Maya's laptop being cooked. Anyway, Michael here then, starting his first run here of Q2. Obviously not many people on the track here, so he'll be okay here, so he will definitely not get impeded by other drivers, as it looks like Gabor has come back out onto the track. As right aboard of Michael here, he's coming through the first sector. Obviously don't want to get too wide at turn 8 there because that's a sausage cam and it cannot drag you out. And now coming around turn 13 here. That's 14, 15 job done. Onto the brakes now for 17. So, yeah, 16, 17. Now back onto the power to the first of the 3 DRS zones at this magnificent track. It's a very interesting track as well as this. I should also remove this and get the lap data on. There we go. Michael here now coming into the last sector now, the fastest sector of the lot of this track. Now rounding the final corner here. So back on to the power and up to the line for Michael. Cross line goes P2 just behind Isaac Leat. Faster than his faster than his last, than his Q1 time, so the times are definitely improving. So we'll go on board with his teammates. I think his teammates next across line. Only 27.2. I don't think this is going to be good enough. I think that's Jerry Van Bussel in the background coming across line. Goes up to P4 with a 26.7. Moyet has invalidated. Lucas is coming up to the final corner. So I have to see what Lucas can do. We've got 6 minutes left of this session. So anything can change. Lucas here coming up to the line. Where's he going to go? He goes up to provisional pole with a 25.9. And this is where I make my bold prediction. Yep, that's good. I think that's definitely good enough for Q3. If he's doing a 25.9, that's definitely good enough for Q3, I feel. So, I'm just trying to think, what would be the time that you would have to set to get into Q3? To get into Q2, a 26.5 was barely enough. Well, most people set 26.4s. So I reckon this time you might have to put another couple attempts in it. So maybe we'll set, I think a 26.2 might see you, might be the cutoff. You never know. We'll soon find out. As Q1 fastest Gabor has gone back up to the top, is proving that he is fastest in this session, trying to get that pole extra point for pole position for future racing team. But there's a lot of fast drivers in this session, like this guy we're on board here with right now, Jensen Rosen for FVR. Through this final corner here. Ooh, that Merc getting kindly out of the way. Lago now goes top of the boards. Half a tenth faster than Gabor. And Jensen Rosen up to line. Where's he going to go? It's a 26.0. And Isaac Lear also went a bit faster. Did a 26.1. And went into the pit. So I would say Lago, Gabor and Lucas, I think with a 25.9, I think they'll be okay. Because with Jensen setting a 26.0 and Isaac Lear doing a 26.1, maybe my 26.2 prediction being a cutoff for Q3 might not be correct. But only time will tell. We'll soon find out. Because obviously engineers know more than I do, so it's obviously up to them to, if they want to get their drivers to retire. If these guys want to do another run, they do need to get their rears to the pits to try again. But something tells me Lago will probably not, and same with Gabor. Probably won't either, and possibly Lucas, and probably Jensen as well. No, we'll have to wait and see as I... No, that's just the cabin. Pushed into the pits. There's a couple of people coming out of the pits, and I'm pretty sure one is the Red Bull of... What's Lago doing? Did Lago not want to go into the pits or what? Why have they stayed out? Have they put enough fuel in to do another lap on this tyre? It'll be interesting to see if they have, but unless they've just completely missed a pit entry. Unless there's just not enough time to even do another lap. It's just, the only thing is, because the yellow flag caution is out, I can't see how long's left of the session, so... can Lago speed up, please? Or... yeah, can he speed up, please? So I can see how long's left of the session, because I just can't. Because he's going so slow, he's bringing out yellow flags. So pretty much everybody is coming out for another run. Even Isaac Lear's coming out again for another run. I think Jensen Rosen might be as well. No, actually, I think that might be his teammate. Thomas Laminen would have to be the person that actually comes out the pits. No, because Jensen's retired. So, go. Who are we going to go on board here with? We might as well go with Jan, as they are starting their first lap. Well, sorry, their second run here. A 27.5, currently their best time. They'd have to improve by well over a second if they want to get into Q3. As, oh, that was very close to track limits. He cut that corner a lot and he's bailed out of his lap. That is unfortunate for Jan. So go on board with Moya as they are coming through the first sector here. How much are they gonna? Nope, they've also bailed out of their lap. Oh, because they've invalidated. So Moya not going to improve. So I think that's them out of this session, unfortunately. Lago is now coming into the pits. So who is next to come across the line of finish a lap? Might be Michael. Yeah, I think it's Michael next. Right, have Arjan and Moya got enough time to do a run? We've got 33 seconds left. And Michael has made a big mistake and has bailed out of his lap. So we've got 28 seconds left. I think Jan and Moya might just get to the line to start another lap. Michael, I don't think will. So he's going to struggle to get into Q3. We'll have to wait and see. Isaac Leart's coming into the pits. He's choosing not to do another lap. So we'll go on board of Ryan Modler, who's will be the next person to do a lap. And he is 6/10 up on his previous best time, which is a 26.9. If he wants to see Q3, he'll have to go fast, probably faster than Isaac Leart to more or less guarantee it, I feel. So we'll have to see what he can do coming out final corner. Foot to the floor. Dearest going to go flying up in a few seconds. And it's going to come up to the line. Where's it going to be for Ryan? It's good enough for P3, which I should reckon is going to see him into the next stage. And Adam Schumer up into 6th. But I wouldn't count your chickens yet, as they're all coming across the line. Joel going into P10. Darcy Longrick into 9th. Jerry Van Bussel next across the line. Goes P5. Which knocks Joel Lindstrom out. Luca comes across the line, goes P10, knocks the other ET8 driver out. Thomas Laminen will be the next person to cross the line. So, if he goes faster than Dennis Langrock, that will knock Luca out. So we'll have to see, but see what he does as he comes up to the line. Thomas Laminen improves up to P10, knocking Luca out of Q2 here. Jan needs a big improvement if he wants to try and get into Q3. Goes into P10, knocking Thomas Laminen out. But Gabriel Moya comes across line, not quick enough. So Jan barely making it through with a 26.1. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Michael can't shift up or down. Oh dear. Oh dear, so that's what happened to Michael. Michael having shifting problems. So there you are. Gabriel Moya in 5th will start 15th. Joel Lindstrom for ET8 will start 14th. Michael also for ET8 will start 13th. Luca will for Tatum Race Tech will start 12th, and Thomas Laminen will be P11 for FVR. So the remaining 10 drivers now will go into a top 10 shootout. They were all covered by 0.3 of a sec, well, less than 0.3. So we'll have to see how much closer it's gonna get between the lot of them. So, which one of these 10 drivers will be going out first? So we got Jensen, Jan, Isaac, Jerry, Adam, Dennis, Luca, Gabor, Francesco, and Ryan. And it looks like it is going to be Jensen Rosen first out of the pit lane. So we'll have to see what. We'll have to see what Jensen does here. As I can see in the YouTube chat, that Schoolboy is praising Azurai, and then Wexel saying yes, Azurai dropping FER out. So yeah, FER down to 1 driver and Azurai down to 1 driver. And I think, and also we've got 1 Venturi and 1 Tatum Race Tech, where everybody else in the session. Oh no, we have 1 Sorry, no, we have both FCIs, both Venturi, sorry, and both Tests. Everyone else has. Oh, sorry, and both S. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Oh well. Ethan saying, "Come on, Q3, we are so back, bro." Yes, Ethan is very happy that Azurai has made it into Q3. First Q3 of the season, says Ethan in the chat for Azurai. So that is very good then. So we'll have to. And please pronounce Aryan as Arian. Arian. What? What? Nah. No, it's Aryan. It's Aryan. Not Arjan Maximilian. It's Yano driving this. Daniel Masson joined the stream here, P19 in the back. Come on, man, have some confidence in yourself, bro. Like, your teammate's doing you proud right now. He's made it into Q3. Nah, it's no, it is not Maximilian Lovegood. Pronounce it It's Pioneer, look at the. Oh my god. What? It's like, I'm too busy looking at the chat here. I should be paying attention to qualifying here. As Jensen Rooson's about to finish his first flying lap here in Q3. Jensen now coming up to the pit straight, and to start is a 25.905. I do believe that is the fastest we have seen so far. I do believe no, he's invalidated again. Jan, stop invalidating your laps, you numpty. Anyway, going on board with that is language just started, so we'll go on board with Adam Schumer then. Oh, you've sent me a voice thing. Okay, I need to listen to this. Is this how we? So this little voice thing you've sent me, Ethan, is that how we say your boy's name? Right, I would assume so. Arian. What? Arian. Am I saying it right now? Arian. Ariane, okay. Okay. I would say if other teams want to do that as well, send me how their drivers' names are supposed to be said, and I'll try my best. Especially if someone from FRT can do it with Gabor's name. Because I think I'm saying that right, at least. But anyway, I'm missing out on the action. As it looks like Lucas is in also did a 0.9. Adam Schumer doing a 26.0. Dennis Rangbrock doing a 26.6. That is not how you say it, Max. I'm not going to listen to you, Max. You freaking... Oh, Isaac Lear doing a 0.8. I'm not paying attention right now. As Lago does a 0.9, so the SCA boys carrying on from the thing. Jerry Van Bussel is slowest of everyone. And Gabor here will be next to cross the line. Goes up to P6 for now. Oh. So everyone's pretty much done the first runs here in Q3. Now we pretty much just wait for them all to go into the pits and then come out for the final time. And I've got poorly timed hiccups again for the third week running. Right, we've got 3.5 minutes left of this session. Will Ariane get a valid lap in here, or will they bottle it again? Because realistically, I do want to get another valid lap in and see where they can get. Hopefully they've got a fresh set of tyres. We'll soon find out. And as I've pressed the wrong blooming button, as per freaking usual. We'll have to wait and see, as I'm just going to quickly just change something on my OBS settings. One sec, lads. Sorry about this. There we go. That's a quick fix, as it looks like Jensen is given the first one to come out for run number 2 with 2.5 minutes left of the session. As it looks like one of the Venturi drivers is coming out as well. We'll find out it's Ryan Modler. And also, I do believe Gabor. No, it was Dennis Langrock was the other driver. Ryan Modler does not want to be apparently behind Jensen. He wants to get the first run in. Nope, they're just they're having a little bit of pre-racing action here, the pair of them. They can't decide which order they want to be in, but I think this is the order they're going to be in, as Ryan looks like he wants to be the first one to do a lap. And it looks like Adam Schumer will be the last person to do a lap as he is behind Jerry Van Bussel. Right then, coming out last corner then to start the final flying lap. If you make a mistake now on this lap, that is it. Your qualifying is done and dusted. So Ryan here coming down to turn 1 here, on to the brakes, and I'm back on the power tip. I think taking a little bit too much curve there at turn 1, so that could cost him a little bit of time, as he's now coming up to the dangerous turn 4. It's claimed many victims over the years, as now we're going through the very fast-paced corners. Round turn 8, now 9 and 10, and 11 job done. As we're now coming to the first of the 2 hairpins at this circuit. He's a 10.5 up on his previous best, over 26.4. So that would put him to a 26.3 thereabouts. Let's see how much they can gain in here in this middle sector here. So we're coming around 17, 19 here, and now on to the next, the fastest part of the track. DRS flying open right now. Still on the power, as it looks like one of the SCI drivers has bottled their lap and has given up, as Ryan Modler was 3/10 up there if I'm not mistaken. I didn't quite catch it, I was too busy looking at the minimap. But anyway, Ryan Modler coming through the final sector here, coming up to the final corner. Last heavy braking zone, and now back on the power. Don't want to. Oh, he's clattered the wall there a little bit. That's going to cost him a little bit. But anyway, Ryan Modler up to line. Where's he going to go? It is fastest of anybody, even with the small tap on the wall there, as Jensen Rose is giving next across the line. Does not improve. Next person will be Dennis Langrock, as he goes fastest with a 0.7. And his teammate will be next, but he's not on a lap. And it's Isaac Lear next across the line, but he's invalidated. Lago's invalidated. Adam Schumer is going to be the last person across, so Gabor Santos will be next. Never mind, it's Ariane next. He goes up to P2, but Gabor Santos goes up to P1 of a 25.6, as Jerry Van Bussel does P8. Adam Schumer, with their time, doesn't improve, so they stay 10th. So Gabor fastest. Gabor was the fastest all throughout every qualifying session. So Gabor will start pole for the race and will pick up an extra point for FRP. Very well done now. And here's the final classification. Here's Gabor Santos at the top with a 25.644. Dennis Langrock for Thomas Eng will be in second. Then Ariane for Azure in P3. Ryan Modler P4. Then Isaac Lear for SCI. Then Jensen Rosen, Francesco Lago, Jerry Van Bussel, Lucas for Tess, and then Adam Schumer for Tatum Race Tech in P10. Like, not a bad spread, Am I saying it wrong again, Ethan, or are you just laughing at me and how I'm saying the name? But yeah. I'm laughing at how the we scammed P3. Well, no idea. I guess it's track evolution. I'm gonna say definitely gained a lot of time. Cause yeah. But anyway, we're coming now into the main race. It'll be 25 laps if I'm not wrong. Someone correct me on that. Is it 25 we do around Saudi Arabia? Because it's 50 laps if I'm not mistaken. 50 laps is full distance of this track, right? If I'm not wrong. And it's 25 is half distance. I say, if I'm not wrong. which I think I might be because I have been wrong all day. I have been known to be wrong all day, so... Obviously, we are waiting for drivers to finalise their setups, their race strategies, and their fuel consumption for the main race. And obviously they're going to have a final pep talk with their engineers, and we'll soon find out who is going to come out in top on this race. Obviously, if I had a co-coms tonight, I would ask who's their money on for tonight's race. But obviously, I do not. So if anybody in the chat wants to have a crack at who their money is on for the winner of this race, I am more than welcome to hear what people think. Because I think my money might be on Arian, as a man scraped through Q1 and scraped through into Q3 and then getting P3. I think that man has definitely got a lot of pace and could be a contender for a race victory today. And obviously, if he can keep that P3, it'll be some much needed points for Azurai as they are languished at the bottom of the board. I think with only 8 points, if I'm not mistaken. So Azurai do need to pick up a few points. Obviously, next week will be Baku, and we will have a sprint race, so there'll be more points on offer. I would assume the sprint race points, I'll have to confirm this because I'm not sure how that's going to go next week. I don't know what points we're giving people in the sprint. I would assume only half instead of 15 drivers, it'll be like 10, and we'll do from 10 to 1 point. And I think it might be short qualifying, but do not quote me on that. I will have to talk to the rest of the admin team about it before obviously next week, because we'll have the console tier next Saturday, because they'll be first to have a go at Azerbaijan. They'll go first on this next Saturday, same time we kicked off today at 7 o'clock UK time, and obviously PC division will kick off at the same at 7 o'clock UK time next Sunday. Hopefully a Corey Brooks will be available next week, but we'll soon find out. Obviously we are just waiting for drivers to finalise their setups. Obviously I'm not sure what's taking so long. Obviously, like I say, just waiting for the drivers to ready up. Hopefully there's some engineers listening in. You can, if your boys are all sorted, then we should be able to get going. As I'm hearing a tick, 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 so it means we are into the last 5 seconds. So we should be getting on track soon. As here we are, lights are on. 3, 4, 5 lights are on. And away we go for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Looks like it's a bit of a slow start there for Ariane, but here Janice Langworth trying to challenge, but Ariane going to go around the outside. Turn 1 will have the inside for the next turn. They're still side by side as they come down to turn 4. They've got to be careful here. 2 into this corner does not go, as it looks like I'm pressing the wrong blooming buttons. I'm looking at the back, but I want to look at the front. as looks like Arjan's managed to keep it, and it looks like Jerry Van Bossel trying to get past Lucas, but does not quite. There's a few drivers further back, side by side, as we're gonna have Thomas Laminen here, gonna go down the inside of Adam Schumer, around the hairpin, get the inside line, got ahead, job done, as we got a Haas now trying to go around the outside of Michael, as Abdullah is already making up moves. He's now up into 13th. Good start from Abdullah to gain so many places on this start. As you can see on the board, possible race strategies, but I think it will only be a one-stop, as somehow Gabor has already broken DRS to Dennis Langrock. Like, we're only on the first lap and man's just like, I'm out of here. As the ETA boys are still not yet finished fighting, as Joel Lindstrom tried to get around the outside of Moya. As going to try to go down the inside of the final hairpin, hards versus mediums, as Joel Lindstrom gets ahead, and Joel Lindstrom into 15th, which is very crucial because that is the last point place. Because remember, from it's first to 15th get points, and Joel obviously wanting to get into the points to pick up some important ones for ETA. Obviously now the first lap is done. With all that chaos done, let's have a look at who's gained the most positions. It looks like Abdullah has done the best start. 3 position gains from where they started in 16th, so that is a good start for the TF10 driver. His teammate currently still where he started. And now we go on to the all-important tyres. As you see here, Thomas Laminen, Gabriel Moya, Daniel Mas, Nono, and I do believe that's Harlem, have all preferred to start on the hard tyres, where everybody else is on the mediums. So now we'll go back on board with the leaders, as I do believe Dennis Langrock could be under pressure here from Arjan in this first lap of DRS. As I'm seeing people in the chat saying show tyres, I just did like 5 seconds ago. So hopefully you've seen them. So Dennis Langrock is really far back from Gabor, so man, the FRT driver is pretty fast and looks to try and pick up FRT's first win here in the PC division, as Rev and Gabriel Moya are fighting at the back, as it looks like Arjan might try to go down the inside here of Dennis Langrock for P2 and does get ahead. So the Azurai driver now into P2 and will try to catch Gabor. But he's going to try and catch a couple attempts to at least get DRS. And he's going to give it a good effort, is the Azurai driver. As again, a nice onboard camera angle here from Dennis Langrock's car, as he'll now be under pressure from Ryan Modler. Obviously, Arjan here trying to catch up to Gabor. He's getting close. He's 1.1 behind. He was closer than what Dennis Langrock was. Still trying to get that, as it looks like Gabriel Moya's going backwards. Now Daniel Mas has passed the AMR driver. Further back, Arjan's still trying to get up to the FR2 driver, but it looks like we're not going to get any luck. So might have to try some DRS swapping with Dennis Langrock to try and catch that FRT, as we get a lovely helicopter shot here of the track. So we'll have to see if we'll go on board with Ryan Modler here, see if he has a little look at Dennis Langrock into turn 1, or will Dennis have a little look at Arjan into turn 1? I think that answers that question. We could have a free wide moment at turn 1, but no, Dennis Langrock into second place. Ryan Modler thought about it, but did not quite think. Might have a go, because Arjan had a bad exit, so he's going to be side by side. He's coming also turn 4, but nope, backs out of it. Very wise there of Ryan to back out of that move, because that could have ended badly for both drivers. They could have been both out there if there was a bit of miscommunication there. So Arjan and Dennis Langrock have swapped back, and unfortunately they have dropped further back from Gabor, so that is not good for the pair of them, as it looks like Arjan is struggling to even keep up with Dennis Langrock. He's almost dropped a second to the Thomas Eng driver, as he was almost a second. As I'm going to go further back and look at Adam Schumer because he's right on the back of Thomas Laminen here for P10. Right, look how close that McLaren is to the back of that F1. Obviously, mediums versus hards, so Thomas, I would have thought, would be dropping further back, but doesn't look like he is going to. Let's see if Adam Schumer is going to make the move into the final corner by trying to dive down the inside. Nope, nope, not even going to think about it. So he might try into turn one. We're going to go back on board with Arian as he's going to lose the podium place to Ryan Modler. As I can see further back, there is moves further back. As it looks like, still, unfortunately, Hallam is still at the back tier 10, not quite getting where they want. Dennis Langnott did drop a little bit to Gabor, but is catching up a little bit. But we'll have to see what happens in the pit stops, because obviously that will change a lot here. Obviously, we're here on lap 5. With 25 laps, I would assume it's, what is it, 10 on the mediums and the rest on hards, if I'm not mistaken. 10 on mediums, possible? I don't know. Joe Murphy in the YouTube chat saying, is Dennis trolling? How is he trolling, sir? Can you explain that to me, Joe? How you think Dennis is trolling? Because like, he's not really catching up. He's trying to catch up, but he's not having much luck out there right now. As Ryan Model with the next person to try and have a look at Dennis Langrock. So I'll have to zoom. Also as well, Daniel Mass is getting very close to the back of Rev. Oh, it is going to have a look at Rev. And he's got the move done. Daniel Mass ahead of Rev as Rev has clattered the wall there a little bit. Nobody else really having a look. Like even Abdullah had a little look at Luca here. Obviously Abdullah in 13th from 16th. We want to try and find some more moves to get some more points for his team. But right now he is not looking like he's gaining a lot. As we'll have a look at Lago here as Jensen Rosen's had a bit of a thing. Oh, he's left the session. Oh dear. Oh dear. Jensen Rosen has had a disconnect mid-race. That is not going to help him at all. As he's now dropped to P8 and will now drop another place. Yep, Jensen Rosen's AI is just absolute dropping down. Invite when you can. I can't. You should, Jensen. You should be able to just join off my profile on Steam. You should be able to just join off my profile on Steam. If you if you have me added, I'm pretty sure you do have me added. So I can't really, if I had a co-coms, I could get them to invite you, or if I had a main streamer, but unfortunately I do not. As there we go, he has rejoined. Hopefully he's able to retake control of his car. As Jerry Van Bussel's going backwards. What's happened to him? Oh, he's in the pits. That's why he's going backwards. He's into the pits after 6 laps. Has had enough of his soft tyres. So that is interesting. Hopefully Jensen Rosen has taken control of his car. But it does not look like it's still ghosted. Nope, there we go. It's not ghosted anymore. Jensen is back in. Obviously, he's at the back, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and get back in this race. Hopefully, he can. Obviously, I hope he can, because Jensen is a very talented driver. So we'll have to see if he can. As Gabor here, still got just over a second lead to Dennis Langrock. It's staying at a constant 1.4 seconds. So, as Ethan in the chat saying, Cook Daniel from P19 to 13th. Oh yeah, didn't even notice that. Didn't even notice Daniel Mass out of nowhere has actually improved up to 13th. Abdullah's up to 11th, because obviously Jerry has pit, and obviously Jensen has just slipped all the way back. I think it looks like Ryan Modler is now going to be the latest person into the pit, so... Ooh, that's close! So I guess these medium tyres don't last as long as I thought they did. So after 7 laps, it seems to be done. I thought these tyres could have easily gone a lot longer than that. But obviously I assume these engineers probably know more than I do, so hey ho. So we'll have to see, because maybe a possible 2-stop strategy for some of these drivers, I don't know. We will soon find out. I don't know, Maximilian. I was like, I don't have this. Well, I was like, the only information I have from this is what I've done in a race. Like, when I obviously I'm a controller player. I'm not as good as these guys. Like when I raced Saudi, I could do a 1-stop easily. I did like 10 laps on the mediums to then do like 15 on the hards. But obviously you guys are more professional than me, so you guys clearly know a lot more than I do, so you guys do what your strategy swings, and I will shut up about it. I'll just stick to what I do best, and that's commentate. So we'll have to see if any more into the pits, as Daniel Mass's got past Michael, and Gabriel Moyer's got past Joel Lindstrom, so that's some double overtaking. As Francesco Lago's the latest person to come into the pits, so we are starting at lap 9 here of 25. Alpine pit for lap 5, 6 from medium to hard for 2. I don't know. Adam Schumer also into the pits. Looks like he's come out behind Abdullah. No, he's side by side with Abdullah. Still side by side, these two are. Oh, more contact there made. Oh, Abdullah's lost some front wing there, and Adam Schumer gets bounced off the road. Both of them go off the road, and Abdullah come out worse. Some banging and bumping there between the tyres and the two drivers, and Abdullah, as you can see there, is missing the left end plate of that Haas. So that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate there for Abdullah. He's going to lose a lot of time. And Jensen's already come past Rev. Jensen Russell will easily get past these two ahead. I assume Adam Schumer will also get past very quickly with the help of DRS. Probably not here. Probably do it on the next straight, and then I assume Jensen Russell probably will as well. Obviously, I don't know how much that end plate damage will affect Abdullah, as Dennis Langrock and Ariane is also into the pits. Also, Luca for Tatum is also in the pits after 9 laps. So now Adam Schumer into P11. Will he jump his teammate, who's just out of the pits right now, as Jensen Russell gets fastest up in the race? As we got yellow flags in sector 1, as Gabriel Moyer is out of the race, and I think that has deployed a full. Well, we got a full yellow flag. Has it deployed a full safety car, or is it just virtual? And has Turn 4 claimed another victim? It has. Turn 4 claims yet another victim. So Gabriel Moyer becomes the latest victim of Turn 4, getting too close to that corner, which absolutely just ruins it. Obviously, I assume it's a virtual safety car because I do not see the safety car on the track. So we just have the virtual safety car. Yeah, there we go. VSC. So obviously, these guys have all pitted. I've probably lost out a little bit, maybe not, I don't know. We'll soon find out. As now we got green flag racing again. As Gabor and Lucas here. I want to try and get... Probably want to try and pit this lap, maybe? We're on lap 10. There we go, there's the Alpine in into the pits as Lucas and Thomas Laminen. Obviously, understandable that Thomas Laminen is staying out because he's on the hard tyre. But don't know why Lucas is staying out. He's on the medium tyre. So I'll give you an updated tyre graphic here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Joe Lindstrom into the pits as well for his one stop. So Lucas has done 10 laps on these hard tyre, medium tyres right now. So is Michael. Neither of them have pitted, so they're probably going to be in at the end of this lap. And you got Thomas Laminen, Daniel Mass, Nono, and Harlem going to stay out because they've done 10 laps on the hard. That is a poor time for a yawn. I do apologise. So, also one interesting thing, obviously, Ryan Muddler and Isaac Lear pitted 3 laps earlier than Gabor, and both of them jumped Gabor. Gabor's actually come up behind these guys. So that is interesting to see, as Lucas, the latest person, get past Abdullah. So we're going to ride on board here with this little train here, because this is the front of the pack. Everybody ahead of these guys is yet to pit. These guys are the lead group. So from Ryan, so it involves Ryan Muddler, Isaac Lear, Gabor Santos, Joe Van Bussel, Francesco Lago, and Dennis Langrock. Ariana's has dropped like 2 seconds off the back of Dennis. So Isaac Lear pulling out of the dirty air, but does not want to even overtake Ryan. I think he's happy just to sit behind Ryan. As Lucas and Michael again staying out. What are those guys doing? How long are they going to stay out on those mediums? Like what, are they going to try and make these mediums last to what lap? What? Say, like lap 17 and do some softs? I don't know. I'll see what they do, I don't know. Obviously, the rest of them that have not pitted, they're on old hards, so they'll pit sooner or later. As we're on lap 12 here of 25. Obviously, Lucas is in the lead, but yet to pit. These guys here that I'm on board with are the are the provisional leaders when everybody else pits. So we'll have to see how far the rest of them ahead drop back. So looks like Lucas and Michael are finally into the pits for their pit stops, so they're going to drop severely down the grid as Isaac Lear's going to try and go down the inside, side by side with Ryan Muddler, but does not quite get ahead. Ryan Muddler keeping what is the provisional P1 for the time being, as we've just started lap 13 here. Can we see the tyres, please, bro? Asking you in the YouTube chat. Sure can, buddy. There you go. Pretty much everybody now who started on the mediums has pitted. The top 4 have not pitted because they started on the hards and have done 12 laps. So expect them in roughly at the end of lap 15. I'm guessing, as Jerry Van Bussel has got past Lago and Langrock. And it looks like Dennis Langrock is not taking that place sitting down. Look at him all over the back of that Venturi of Jerry Van Bussel. And the drivers ahead are all quite close as well. Gabor's even closer to the back of Isaac Lear. As there goes Isaac Lear down the inside of Ryan Muddler. As Dennis Langrock has got ahead Jerry Van Bussel. Obviously now Isaac Lear will be the one who does not get DRS. And through goes Ryan Muddler. We might have a free wide situation here. We're coming down into turn 1. But no, smartly, Gabor backs out of it, but Ryan keeps a nose in. Still got a nose in. Now he's side by side with Gabor. He might have to give this place up so he doesn't become the next victim of Turn 4 and does. So, great sequence of racing here from these guys. But unfortunately for Ryan Modler, he's gone from provisional P1 to provisional 3rd. With Isaac Elliott ahead. And Aryan is the first person to pick up 3 seconds for track limits in this race, as he is slowly catching the back of this group as Rev has left the session. That is unfortunate, as now he is dropping down the order. So that is unfortunate for him. He'll have to try and reconnect as fast as possible, as it looks like Aryan has actually caught the back of this group, so he's now involved. And so is Lucas. As Jensen Wilson is like 2.5 seconds off the back of these guys, so he won't be getting involved for a little bit. Obviously, Isaac Lee as well has actually caught up to Daniel Mass, who's behind Harlan. Harlan Mocklock, Chris, I don't know how you say his second name. But like I say, I'll just. Oh. We've got Lucas and Aryan fighting, and we've got Lago and Bustle fighting here. So Lago gets ahead of Bustle, but Aryan does not get ahead. It looks like Adam Schimmer's going to get ahead here of Jensen Rosen. So these guys are trying to chase the provisional leaders, who have actually caught up to Daniel Mass and Harlan. But we'll have to see how quickly they get past. Sorry, that is a terrible time for your... But yeah. So, we'll have to see when these hard runners pit. I'm assuming they're probably going to pit either at the end of this lap or next lap. But we'll soon find out which way it's going to be. We'll find out sooner or later. So obviously right now Isaac Lee looking a little bit impatient behind Daniel Mass here. He's all up the back of the Azura's backside. And he's like, come on Daniel, get a wriggle on, or get out of my way, one of the two. There we go. There we go. Gabo and Isaac here gonna go past Daniel Mass. Daniel Mass has also lost part of his front wing. Oh, he's gonna get a little bit clipped there by Gabor, as now, Gabor, as now Thomas Laminen is into the pits for his one stop, and so is Daniel Mass. They'll drop very far down the grid, as Isaac Lee has got past Harlan, and Gabor's going to try and get past as well, and has done. Yep, there we go. So Ryan Modler will be the next person to try and get past the TF10 driver. And I want to try and get past him quickly so he doesn't drop too far back off of these two. So obviously Isaac Lee has caught No. He's pretty much within DRS. Ryan Modler needs to try and get a wriggle on past this TF10 driver if he wants to keep up with the rest of the field. Because I think this TF10 driver is going to slow him down severely if he's not careful. Like the other two ahead of him have almost broken away. Ryan needs to get past the TF10 driver. Oh, the TF10 doesn't have DRS. Oh, but he's not going to try it here. He might try it. Whoa! Oh, Harlan's made a big mistake, and Ryan's clipped the back of him. So actually going to let Dennis Langrock fly him through. So Dennis now will try and get past them, as they're all going to go past thing here. As it looks like Lucas is going to go around the outside of Harlan too, but it looks like Lago and Modler were side by side. As it looks like the final two are coming into the pits. No and Harlan both into the pits. Ryan Modler thought he was going to try and move on the brakes there on Dennis Langrock for P3. Obviously Isaac Lee and Gabor have no one truly just booked it. They got past Harlan really quickly to get a wriggle on away from Dennis Langrock. So Dennis again chasing Gabor for thing. He's trying his hardest to get in, The 1 second. He's trying. He's so close. He's almost there. Realistically, he wants to get it after this corner or into this corner. He's almost there. There we go. He's finally got. Nope, he's out of it again. Come on, lads. You need to get it after this next corner. Right, come on, this corner, lad. Come on. You've done it. Yay, he's done it. He's got DRS. And he's kept Ryan Modler in DRS too. So they'll easily catch back up now. So we've got one long DRS train from first down to 11th. Starting at Isaac Lear, then going all the way down to Luca. I think it's no. Looks like Gabor here trying to make a move on Isaac Lear. Will it go down the inside on the brakes? No, he might wait for turn 1. Turn 1's usually the best place to overtake at this track. You can do it at turn 27. It just depends if you're feeling brave on the brakes. As it looks like the ball is just too far back here from Isaac Lear to try and even amount an attack. As we're on lap 18 here of 25. As I just noticed this, the Tatum drivers with Jensen have caught up to the back of everyone else. It won't be long before Thomas Lamanan is going to be there. Obviously right now Abdullah is the last person in the points, but I don't think that's gonna thing. But we'll soon see. As the ball here has dropped a little bit off there back at Isaac Lear. So I wonder if that's tactical or not. So I think Gabor might wait until the last lap. So obviously he was leading in the first stint before they all pitted, then obviously Isaac Lear and Ryan Modler got ahead of him, but obviously he's got back ahead of Ryan. He's now behind Isaac. Obviously you want to try and get past him. Gabor's been fastest all race day. Fastest in Q1, 2 and 3, getting an extra point for pole position for his team. And we'll look to try and get the win for his team. As I'm going to quickly have a look who's got fastest lap right now. It is going to Jensen Rosen, so FBR will pick up a point for that unless somebody later on decides to pit and take that away from him. But we'll find out later in this race if that happens. As Luca's getting past Lago here, and down the inside as Thomas Lamanan. As I said, Jensen had the fastest lap. His own teammate takes it away from him. As Lucas has got past Lago, and then Harlem straight after takes it away from Thomas Lamanan. So, and also Thomas has actually caught the back of Luca for Tatum, so he will look to try and get past the Tatum race tech. Like, look at him all over the back of him. Oh, he's gonna try it before the hairpin. Better exit on the last corner. And there goes Thomas Lamanan ahead of Luca for P11. Next on his list is his own teammate. And I don't think his own teammate is really going to put up that much of a fight because it is hards versus mediums. I think his teammate will just let him cruise through. Unless the team says they're 3-5, I don't know. I would assume some kind of team orders are going to come into play for the FBR drivers. One would only assume. But we'll have to find out. I'm going to keep on board of him. See if there's any FBR team rules here. As he's getting closer to his own team. Oh, hello, Adam Schumer further ahead, having a look at the inside of Ariana's, and is still side by side with the Zero driver, and will get ahead. And I was right. The FBR driver's doing the switcheroo into turn 1. Oh, as Luca's going to try and make a bit of a send on Jensen Rosen. Obviously, Jensen giving up the place to his teammate, trying to think team orders, but has let the McLaren through as well. Probably not by a thing, so now obviously Thomas Lamanan will try to get past the Zero driver next. And yeah, Arian started 3rd and is now in 9th. As Thomas Lamanan for a second there had no steering because his front wheels decided to go over the curb. So good moves there. Obviously going to go back on board with the front runners. Well, lap 20 here of 25. Isaac Lear still in the lead. Then Gabor, Dennis Langrock, Ryan, Lucas, Lago, Jerry Van Bussel, as now Thomas Laminen's getting past Ariane into 9th, and will now start to chase after Adam Schumer. Those medium tyres certainly are working better for Thomas Laminen right now. He is up into 9th place, as it looks like as Adam Schumer here gonna try and have a little look at Jerry Van Bussel, maybe into the final corner. Is he gonna try on the brakes like he did on Ariane? No, he's not. He might try into turn 1, maybe not with that little clip on the wall there. We'll have to see if he tries into turn 1. I do not know, because he's gonna... Oh, hello. Hello, Dennis Langrock's having a go at Gabor into turn 1. Bumping and things side by side. These two are still side by side. Nope, Dennis Langrock's coming up as Gabor's going to cover him off. And Gabor keeps P2 ahead there. So, show tyres, please. Yep, sure thing. There you go. Everybody's pretty much on the hard tyres, except unless you're Thomas Laminen, Nono, Harlem and Daniel Mass. Thomas Laminen right now is in P9 on those medium tyres and is looking to try and get past the Tatum Race Tech of Adam Schumer. The keyword being trying. Right, he is trying, so we're not having much luck. Will Dennis Langrock have another look at Gabor going into the final corner? We'll keep on board with this because this is going to be an interesting battle, as Ryan Mudler is starting to come under pressure here from the other Thomas Eng racing behind him of Lucas. Right. Oh, as Adam Schumer is getting attacked by Thomas Laminen as he's going to try to go around the outside of the final corner. Better exit, better tyres, and there we go. Job done for Thomas Laminen as he is now up into P8. Yeah. Ooh, I thought Luca was going to have a look there at Ariane to try and get past the Azurai, but did not, as Laminen is the one making all the moves right now. Was it Isaac is still in the lead of this race, ahead of Gabor. I assume Gabor's going to really attack Isaac when we go to thing. So we'll keep an eye on, where's it? If we keep it up on board with Lucas here, so Nono picking up 3 seconds for those track limit violations. Latest person to pick up those limits. So obviously it's unfortunate that Ariane has one, he's going to drop behind Joel Lindstrom, who's actually caught the back of Jensen Rosen, which is interesting because now we've got a one long DRS train from 1st down to 15th. So everybody that's in the points is in one long DRS train. So that is quite good. And looks like Lucas is having another look at Ryan Modley. He's right all up the back of that Venturi driver. He's not quite close enough here. Will he try to think as, oh, that's kind of big for Abdullah, but actually never mind, he's all the way down in 18th, so unfortunate for Abdullah, but looks like Ryan's using a bit of the battery to keep Lucas behind. No one's really making any moves, like even Thomas Laminen is behaving himself right now. He is stuck behind a Jerry Van Bussel. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Thomas Laminen can get past Van Bussel. We've got three laps to go, including this one. So obviously still Isaac Lear holds the lead in this race. Gabor's P2, Dennis Langrock 3rd, then Ryan, Lucas, Lago. Oh, as Thomas Lamen's going to try and send at the hairpin on Jerry Van Bussel, gets the job done. Thomas Laminen now into P7. That's more important points there for FBR. What a brilliant move there for Thomas Laminen. Brilliant move. And now we'll start to chase after Lago. These medium tyres of his clearly have more traction right now than those hards. So Lago will be next on his list. And obviously behind him is then Jerry Van Bussel in 8th, Adam Schumer 9th, Ariane Sanger in 10th, Luca in 11th, then Jensen Rosen in 12th, Joel Lindstrom in 13th, 14th is his teammate Michael, and then No for AMR is in 13th, as we got yellow flags, and Rev is facing the wrong way. I think his car is just completely just stalled, as Gabor is gone into the lead on his penultimate lap, as his own teammate has crashed. Oh, that's why he's going to punch her. That is what's happened to Rev here. He's actually got a puncher. So he's... So somewhere maybe he's got a mistake. That's a rear right puncher, by the way. So that's going to be interesting. He's going again, but if he goes too quick, he will crash again. So Gabor has got past Isaac Lear. Yeah, there we go. He's struggling. If Gabor can break a full second to Isaac Lear just before the detection point, which is after turn 17, I would say Gabor is going to win this race. Wait, how old is his tyres? I'll have a look for you. Rev's tyres are 15 lap old, and he's going to punch it on the rear, on his rear left. Right, he got a rear left, sorry, rear right puncher. Sorry, not left, rear right. What am I on? So, and he's going to retire from the session. So that is unfortunate for Rev. He might still get classified though, because we are two laps from the end. Well, we're on the second to last lap. We're about to start the last lap, and Gabor is just checked out. He is 1.6 ahead of Isaac Lear. Like, his tyres are 3 laps younger than Isaac Lear. Now Isaac's going to come under pressure here from Dennis Langrock, as Dennis goes down ahead of him before turn 1. Which might be a bad move if I'm not wrong. Allianz fighting with Luca over P10. And looks like they're ahead. So we'll have to keep on board here with this, because Isaac Lear might has a chance again back past Dennis Langrock. Like I said, as Gabor is just checked out. 15 on puncher wall. Unless Maxie's hit the wall somewhere a few times on these tires. Like, I know from experience, if a tire hits the wall, it can cause some wear. So maybe that could play a factor into it as well. But I don't know. But anyway, we're here on the final lap of this race, as Gabor here is in the lead by 2 whole seconds ahead of Dennis Langrock, who's under pressure here from Isaac Lear. Oh, that's a bit of a wobble there for Dennis Langrock coming out of that corner. So Isaac Lear will want to try and get back past Dennis Langrock, ideally before the final corner, and we'll try to do it round the outside at the final corner, as both drivers are side by side. Dennis Langrock on the inside, Isaac on the outside, but Dennis keeping ahead, as Gabor's going to come across the line to take the win for FRT, and Isaac Lear gets Dennis on the line. Oh, that is unfortunate for Dennis Langrock. He just gets pipped to the line by Isaac Lear for second. Dennis Langrock will then take third. Ryan Modler will be fourth. Lucas P5, so that's some big points for Thomas Eng Racing. Thomas Laminen got ahead of Lago in the end for P6, so that's good for Laminen and FBR. Much needed points for them. So we'll have a look now at the official results. So there you are, Gabor at the top there for FRT, getting their first win of the season. Isaac Lear getting P2 for SCI, and Dennis Langrock getting P3, just being pipped to the line by Isaac. But still, it's good points there for Tess. And then Ryan Mudler P4, then Lucas P5, some more big points there for Tess. Thomas Lanman finishes 6th ahead of Lago in 7th. Adam Schumer 8th, Jay Van Bussel 9th. Luca P10, Jensen Rosen 11th. Joel Lindstrom 12th. Ariane Sanger in 13th after starting 3rd. That's unfortunate. Harlem finishes 14th from the back. Then Michael picks up the last and final point. Harlem also picks up fastest lap point as well for TF10. Nono in 16th, and Daniel Mass in 17th, and then Abdullah, the last of the finishers, in P18. And then the only people not to finish, Rev, with getting a very late puncher, which took him out of the race. And then we last Gabriel Moya on lap 10, a victim of turn 4. So, been a very interesting race, I will say that, as I'll bring it back to my ugly mug, and we can't forget the penguin. The penguin was not there. So, we'll have to... So, obviously, hopefully next week, we'll be going to Baku. Obviously, we will... me and the admin team will try and get a couple things confirmed for next week. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we'll have... I don't know if we'll do the same points for the sprint. I wouldn't have thought so because the sprint is only half. And then I think we'll probably end up doing short quali. But again, do not quote me on that. You'll have to wait and see and find out what happens next week. Obviously, it will be told in the Discord. So obviously, if you're not in this CTC Discord, you will obviously never find out. Unless your managers will probably tell you. But obviously, that is it from me tonight. Hopefully, I will see you back here, same time as today, for Baku next week. And hopefully, Corey Brooks will be back in the comms booth with me, so I'm not on my own. But without further ado, that is me done for tonight. And we will see you next week.